Today, Abby and I have been just absolutely killing it. Rock and roll, getting tons of housework and yard work done, and we thought it was just the perfect way to end a hard day of work with a well-earned flight of the brand new Cirrus. If you missed our maiden flight, this is now upgraded to fly on 4S batteries, so it has just the right amount of power. And my favorite upgraded aspect is the smart technology. Now we have telemetry back to our radio to tell us when the battery's getting low, and then some. Also, I think the new paint scheme is just perfect. It looks really good when it's in the air and on the ground. We waited till it was a little later in the day, so hopefully you guys can see the beautiful lights on this airplane. It is a blast to fly, so let's get it in the air. One very noteworthy thing about this airplane is its size. It is a very deceivingly large airplane. A lot of people commented, and I agree, that the wing, because it's so, well, thin, I guess is the best word for it. It's a very low profile wing. It looks like it would be kind of small. I wish I had my sunglasses on. Sorry, Abby. Try to keep it over here because that's a bad spot with the sun there at this time of the day. So we'll just keep it over here today as much as I can. So it's actually a very large airplane, but when you're just looking at pictures of it, even when you're holding it, it kind of just seems like a deceiving airplane. And then magically, it's a pretty good sized plane. It flies really scale, which appeals to a lot of people. There's a lot of guys that just want to fly scale, kind of like I am doing right now. In fact, you might even keep it a little bit more scale than this, implementing these flaps. There's full flaps. We can just keep it nice and slow. Very, very scale with rudder turns and just a little bit of banking. Now that is some scale flying. Or, if you're like me, flaps come off, and here we go. This thing can just tear up the skies and look really good while doing it. It just kind of dominates when it does its snaps. I love those snaps because this plane can tumble like no other, and then it recovers from them very quickly. It's very aggressive, but it doesn't have to be, and it just looks amazing while you're flying this, you guys. My favorite thing about this plane though is definitely those snaps. Look how it just tumbles. It just flies and just, well, tumble's the best word for it. It just tumbles through the air. And the wing doesn't seem to get in the way. So it has a different flight pattern. Look at that. It just has a very different approach to those snaps than any other plane I've ever flown. It has a heavy center of gravity, but then once it starts to roll around in the air like that, it really can just pick a different flight pattern of its own. There, we'll do it a different way. That's just so cool. Let's go for a left snap roll. I almost never ever do that. Pick up a little bit of speed, and let's see that. And you can tell I never do it. Let's see what it does up here. What am I doing wrong? Okay, let me think about this. This is my normal one, this direction. So, in order to do it the other way, it should be like this. There we go. Yes. Okay, got it. Okay. Those are cool, right? You guys just witnessed like, what, 20 in a row? But it just is very, very, very sporty. Like I said, aggressive. It can knife edge pretty well. Let's see if I can hold it. It does a knife edge really well, actually. I'm gonna fly it right into the sun, so we'll turn before we get to the sun. Inverted flight is awesome on this. Let's kick it right upside down. Flies upside down really well. This is not my usual flight pattern, so I won't get too super low. And I think I might even try to flat spin this once or twice. I'm not sure how much rudder authority we have to pull it off, but that inverted flight is great on this airplane. Outside loop. And we'll pull off a Cuban 8 or 2 out here, Abby. We'll just kind of keep it out here, not getting blinded. I didn't even grab my sunglasses. Just thought this is such a nice break in the weather. You guys love seeing this fly, as did I, so let's fly it again. So it's a lot like the Commander, I think, in a lot of ways. They both are scale, sporty 4S telemetry, packed RC planes that both fly and look super scale, but also sporty and aggressive on a 4S battery. Now this one has a shorter flight time than the Commander. The Commander has, I get about a 7.5 minute flight time with my flying style. This one gets right around 5 minutes. Not exactly sure why. Maybe the main wing isn't quite as efficient. This entire flight has been out of safe, but it does have safe too. And let's see if we can do a flat spin while we still have a little battery. There's the battery. There we go, almost. Oh, I got it. Pull up, baby, pull up. Woo, I saved that right with probably a foot left. Can you believe that? That almost bit the dust. Wow. Abby's shaking her head. That was close. This does not recover from a flat spin like the Extra does, and I wasn't prepared for that. But I did, you guys saw it, I barely got into the flat spin. Okay, so we got the telemetry screaming at us. I could fly the low voltage. I could fly a little longer, but my nerves are shot after that. So we're gonna bring it in and see if I can get a fairly smooth landing. I'm squinting because it's a little bright. Let's get it. There we go, that was even better than our maiden flight landing. There we go. We just about bit the dust on this airplane, but we saved it at the last second. It taxis well, it looks amazing, and it flies amazing. Abby, I think the next time this plane makes it to the channel, you gotta get behind the controls. Good save, little buddy. I think the pilot in there must have grabbed hold of the joystick and pulled up as hard as he could, because that saved the plane. Now this plane, guys, one of my favorite things about it is that wing profile. It is a very thin wing. I'm not sure if that hurts the efficiency, helps the efficiency. I just love the way it looks. Kind of has that sword edge look to it. Very cool. And also it's covered with accessories and small bits of attention to detail. Interestingly, I said it in the maiden flight, but these are held on with screws, not glue. Just a neat talking point, because most of the time I hot glue those into place. But it's covered with antennas, and I love the little antennas here on the tail. It looks great. You get to install these little steps, antenna on the bottom. It just has a lot to appreciate and admire. And then even functionality of this airplane too. There's a lot of space in here for large hands to work around. Yeah, there's a little slit for your battery. The recommended battery size is 4S, 2200 milliamp. You can see where I've mounted my battery, but there's ample space to work around. It's not really tight in there, which I appreciate. Even though I've got fairly thin fingers, I have big hands, and sometimes those canopies just don't have much room to work around. This is a great airplane, you guys. The Commander and this are both amazing. I love that they brought them back with the new paint schemes, all the electronics, and whichever one you like, this one or the other, any other airplane, we'll have a link in the description box below that'll take you to this airplane. Now, whether you're buying this airplane or a battery for your favorite airplane, when you click that link and then purchase something, you help to support our channel and our family, and it really means the world to us. So we thank you very much for at least considering supporting us. And if you like family-friendly content here on YouTube and it means something to you, at least consider giving this video a like and leaving a comment in the comment section below. It really helps to boost the algorithm and lets YouTube know that you like the video. Guys, we got to get out and fly today on this beautiful day, and for that and everything in our lives, I thank God. Also, I want to say a massive thanks to our Patreon supporters, because talk about support, you guys support us directly in the absolute best way a person could. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We'll have another awesome airplane video popping up right about now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you there.